Afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the studio. Let's get this other camera going. There we go. So welcome to the cat stream. Yeah, buddy. Kiba is here enjoying some ice. So, how is everybody doing? If you are in the U.S., I hope you ate a great deal of turkey. We had Thanksgiving on Thursday. We went to my aunt's house, and we had like 30 people there, which is the most we've ever had. We had like all the cousins together, which we haven't had for years and years and years. So, a great deal of good food was eaten. We were all barely able to move after. Come on, Manny. But I'm finally getting back into the studio, and I want to throw a few things because I've had some orders come through. So I want to make a few different things. We're going to be making some yarn bowls, some tankards, and mugs and pie plates, mini pie plates. Minnie's over here waiting her turn to come by. I am going to move Kiba out of the way because he's sitting here eating his like ice cubes, which are his like favorite thing ever. So there's his like ice cubes. He will sit there and lick that entire pile to death. Come on. There we go. Come on, Minnie. Minnie. Come on. Here she is. They have been kind of at each other's throats. They've been here kind of cooped up together for a couple of days, and they I don't think any blood has been shed, but they've been getting on each other's nerves. So I don't know if there will be any snuggles today. So if you got to do Thanksgiving this week, tell me all about what you ate, what your favorite foods are, what your least favorite foods are. We are doing a Friendsgiving tomorrow and game day. Greg, hey! Oh, I hope you're staying warm out there. It is a little bit chilly. I need some tiles. Also need to move my cart back over here. Hey, buddy. Oh no, you were with your ice. You didn't want to spend time with me. What's better, ice or pets? Ice. Ice is better. You don't need treats to bribe him, just some ice cubes. Nope, you're too late. You're too late. What are you doing? He's trying not to get his feet wet. Here we go. Layers, yeah. Well, I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Are you getting a good crowd out there? I know Daniel said the crowd has been really good. Of course, he's getting the same tour bus as you are. He's just 2 stops away. So this first piece is going to be a tankard. It's going to be one of the 24-ounce tankards. Where's my sponge? Now everybody left me. It's a little bit off from normal. Yeah, it's been interesting because we normally just get tourists. We don't get a lot of locals that come over there. But last weekend and this weekend, he's been getting a lot of locals coming by. You know, I guess like showing people, showing family members the sights. Parking is not full. Interesting. All right. Let's see if I can answer this phone call. Be right back, guys. All right, we are back. And so it begins. I placed my order last week. Why hasn't it shipped yet? Was that a tankard or a potion bottle? You did not order a tankard. You ordered a travel mug. That one was a tankard, though. Hey, come on. Come on. Come on, Minnie. Well, Minnie's like she doesn't know what she wants to do. I was waiting for her. I was trying to be still so I could wait for her. Minnie. And now every time that, like, she comes running back here, I want to check and make sure that there's not anybody up front. I actually set up a little gallery up front with some of the in-stock items we have. 2 pounds of clay. This one is going to be a 32-ounce tankard, where the other one I did was a 24-ounce tankard. Let's actually center that before I open it up. There we go. Emily, hello. Dan, I am getting you confused. Sometimes it all runs together. There she is. She's making us some biscuits. I forget exactly what this one is going to be, but I think it has curse words on it. Because what else would you put on a 32-ounce tankard? Miss Calvi, hey, now I know your real name. So I am multi-streaming, so if you don't like always like see the comments I'm responding to, I'll try to read everybody's like a post, but I am multi-streaming, so we've got people from Twitch and Facebook here. So I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. And please tell me all about it, because we had an immense amount of food. We had 30 people at our Thanksgiving this year, which is the most ever. Man, Kay, thank you for the raid. Whoa. Welcome, everybody. Let me get all my things pulled up here. I have like so many tabs open, and there we go. Welcome, raiders, and thank you for the follow. Slow that down a little bit. So, flare that out at the bottom. This is a tankard, so the base needs to be a little bit bigger. This one is going to hold 32 ounces of your favorite beverage, whatever you choose to put in it. Or it can simply hold your paintbrushes. You know, you can use it for whatever. It is kind of comically large. Here we go. Good Thanksgiving. We can't complain. We're actually painting our living room. So we have spent the weekend getting it all cleaned out and moving stuff out of the way. So we have like the rest of our downstairs just like crammed with stuff. But the living room is empty. And I have about 36 brand new hair ties. Found quite a few dice and cat toys. The highlight of my Thanksgiving was probably the cake that I made, because it went over very well. I made a apricot nectar cake, which is, I guess it used to be a fairly standard, common, like simple recipe, but it, you know, it's hard to find apricot nectar anymore. And apricot nectar was apparently just another drink like lemonade or orange juice, just apricot juice. And used it to make a very moist, sweet cake. And my grandmother made it all the time. That was her go-to, like, quick and easy dessert. And so, like, and it was great. Everybody loves it. But she quit making it because she couldn't find the apricot nectar anymore. And then nobody just has ever made it because it was just, she did it. Nobody ever knew exactly what she put into it. But I found a couple recipes for it, and I made it. And I presented it to my cousins, and like everybody was just like super happy. Dan, you already had your Thanksgiving. Bryce, hello. Mr. Fiends, thank you for the follow. Now, what am I doing here? This is going to be a yarn bowl. Like, that was one thing, like, I made 40 deviled eggs for 30 people, and I ended up bringing 3 home. That was the meme that I feel like I saw this year. That, what people look like after you've had your 12th deviled egg or something. You could eat 40 deviled eggs yourself. I know, right? I made different kinds. And the ones that, like, I made different flavors, and the spicy ones went first, which, like, I usually just make them for Daniel, and, like, he didn't even get one. I made deviled eggs with sweet pickles, so sweet deviled eggs. I made regular plain with just like mayo and mustard. And then I made some with cayenne pepper in them, which is what I usually make for Daniel. Which I started making those kind of as an accident because you know how you put paprika on deviled eggs? Well, one time I got it mixed up and accidentally sprinkled cayenne pepper on them instead. And so I couldn't eat them, but Daniel loved them. I know, I thought about asking for some more cayenne pepper since everybody was eating them. I even got fancy. I made a piping bag. Instead of just like, you know, glopping the stuff on the deviled eggs with a spoon, I made a piping bag, tried to make them look pretty. Spicy eggs are good. I should do that because you can get like, I mean, you could grind up your jalapenos yourself, but you can also get like chopped jalapeno relish. Should mix those in sometime. You had a craft show on Thursday. Went fairly well. Sadly, you didn't sell the blankets, but given the demographic that frequents the area of the craft shows, you were not surprised. Well, so what did sell? Yeah, a lot of times the big things like don't always sell. It's like we take big things like teapots or big gift sets or like canister sets and stuff, and if they sell, we may sell like one at a show. Kind of big platters and stuff like that. You have them there for show to kind of get people's attention. If you sell one, great. Otherwise, you know, you kind of the reliable sales are going to be the smaller things like mugs. Let's slow this down a little bit. Like at TwitchCon, I brought a canister set. I brought like one that was themed after Nightmare Before Christmas because it was right before Halloween, and so it had the stuff like worm's wort and frog's breath and one other. But it was a canister set, and I really did not expect to sell it because I knew everybody was traveling. I expected to maybe take an order for it, but I actually sold it. All right, and these guys are yarn bowls. Washcloths, cloths, and then the face scrubbies, and then scarves. So what are your face scrubbies? Are they the ones that like have like a crochet or knit around a bar of soap? I see those a lot. Yeah, Bryce, you never thought about TwitchCon having a makerspace? Yes, so they've had an artist alley for several years now. I've done it for 3 years. They, I guess they've had it for. If I've been doing it for 3 years, they've been doing it for 5 or 6, and it's evolved into what it is now, which is much better. Like I think in the beginning, it was just kind of like a gallery where they had people showing artwork they'd made on Twitch, being streamed, and then it slowly evolved into being kind of like well, they call it the artist alley, where people come and have things to sell. But they take it very seriously. They put us right there on the show floor with everybody else. Hey, Tin. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's recovered from Turkey Day or from shopping yesterday. Did anybody go out doing some shopping? We ended up going to Lowe's, but in the evening after all the craziness was gone. Or over with. Anybody find any good deals out there? You did shopping from home. That's the smart way to do it. We went out furniture shopping too. So subtitles is actually through Twitch, though actually it is Twitch stream closed captioner. What's the actual website? It's right here. Yeah, if you just Google like Twitch stream closed captioner, it'll be like the first one that comes up. They used to have it in like a button for it on your dashboard, but they don't have that anymore. So I don't know if they're like, I don't know why. But like I noticed today that that button was gone. I had to just had to go like to the actual website. But it connects to OBS and it connects to Zoom and other things too. Here we go. The face scrubbies you make are rounds. They're essentially reusable makeup pads, like the round disposable ones. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Did the cats ask Santa for some more cat trees, boxes, and toys? The cats have thrown a fit over the Christmas tree. Like, so none of our cats that are young enough that they've never seen a Christmas tree before. They've all had a couple of years of Christmas tree experience, but like we got a Christmas tree out and just kind of like got the pieces out because it was a new one, or it was a new to us one, and we're making sure everything was there. And did I cut this off? Yes, I did. Like the cats immediately claimed it as their fort. Like they were playing around the pieces and parts, and so when we put the pieces back into the box, because it didn't come with a Christmas tree stand, so we couldn't put it up, so we put it back in the box, and one of our cats just screamed, walked around the box and screamed until we got one of the pieces out for her, because it was her new toy. And why were we being so mean that we took it away from her? And the only thing I could think of is why she was so like emotionally invested in this tree is because like the last couple of things we've gotten out of a large box have been cat trees that we put together for them. So anything in a large box now must be for them. Yeah. So does that make sense? So it says the person who doesn't wear makeup. I do not, but that doesn't mean I don't clean my face. You don't have to wear makeup just to clean your face. You love the potion bottles on our website? Yes, and we got new potion bottle leather straps in, so they are back. And they are made by another maker on Twitch, Moko Made. So you can carry it around on your belt, filled with your favorite beverage, or even, M&Ms. Or glitter, or anything else you'd want to carry around with you in a potion bottle. Alright, so this yarn bowl, and I need to make 2 big ones. This is the 6-inch version, so it's the medium size. If you see the yarn bowls that are in stock on the website, most of them, all of them, are going to be the medium size. Not even sure we have any of the small ones. Oh, Bryce, nice. You're just beginning your journey in ceramics, so it's cool to find somebody who does this for a living. Yeah. No, this is my full-time job. I was doing this full-time before Twitch. But Twitch has been has become a very big part of our business and has kind of changed the way we do things in the studio and changed a lot of the things that I make. Because of people watching what I've been making, I started making more things and different things and taking suggestions, and and making new colors. Like the two colors I have up here that are like the orange and pink, like some of the brighter colors, I would never have tried if it weren't for people asking me to on stream. It's definitely a good idea to watch something, yeah, something being made, yeah. Or say to watch someone throw what you're buying. Mama Bird, you managed to squeeze 2 skeins of yarn into the 6-inch yarn bowl. Really? Were they like smaller skeins or like finer yarn? Or did you just like squish it in there real good? It's like I know Colleen says that like she has one of the like the Big Bertha like 12-inch yarn bowls, and I think she said there's like 14 skeins in there that she just uses as a centerpiece. All right, this is 4 pounds of clay, and it is going to be our large yarn bowl. And so, you know, the first step of doing anything on the wheel is to place the clay firmly on the wheel. And you'll notice, like, Minnie didn't even stir. Dan, a lot of people that came to your show, came to it, were people who came last year, so you got a lot of compliments about how your work has improved. Oh, good. Yeah, that should make you happy. And sometimes that's it, like doing a show for multiple years, give it a couple of years and you'll get repeat customers, and people that see you there for multiple years will like remember and possibly come back and buy more or buy again. I know, like, because some people would tell us when we first got started that, oh yeah, some of these shows, people like, they want to see you there for 2 or 3 years before they buy something. And you can't rely on that, because people... And plus, you need people to buy from you the first year, or else you're not going to come back the second year. But sometimes sticking with it, people will remember you being there. And I didn't even see the cat. I know, she passed out. It's nap time. Yeah, saying that it's cool to watch somebody throwing what you're gonna buy. This like streaming on Twitch was really an extension of me doing demos at shows for that very reason, because a lot of the one of the big questions we still get to this day is, you really make all this? I'm like, yes. So we made, even before Twitch, we made a little video showing the process, and had that up, and would say, yes, see, here's our proof. And so now we just have, like, sometimes we have clips from the stream showing me throwing. We have the stream up, like I'm probably live right now in the gallery. I heard it. I heard the camera disconnect. Here we go. But so like coming to Twitch was, like I said, really was an extension of doing demos and showing people how it's made, because once people see that it's handmade and it's not just bought and painted or just imported and sold, you know, at a higher price, you know, there's a lot more appreciation for it. Have a clay proof mouse. I don't think it's not clay proof, it's just it's hanging in there. Here it is. Wait till you see the keyboard. No, seriously though, the only reason the electronics work back here is because if they get splattered with clay or get a little bit of wet clay on them, it dries, and then the next time they're splattered with something, the clay absorbs the water, and so the water doesn't actually get into the electronics part. So, kind of like my, my white Logitech camera here. I think they actually do come in white now, but this one began life as a black camera. Oh, you got to go out to the Texas Clay Fest last month and see some demos. Nice. So where at in Texas? Because I used to get some clay from Trinity Clay Supply, and they're somewhere in Texas, though I don't remember where. I've never actually been there. I just got my clay from there, and I've talked to them on the phone. So this is one of the larger yarn bowls. And so I stretch it out, I give it height, and then I give it width. And then we form the curve of the side. And I slow the wheel down a little bit. I need to slow it down some more. I think that looks good. I like to give it a little bit more there, but I don't want to mess it up. Nietzsche, thank you for the follow. New Braunfels, is that how you say that? South of Austin? Okay. So I don't know how long you've been working in clay, but since you're in Texas, did you know where or anything about that clay mine or that the talc mine that got bought out that caused so many people so much grief? So talc is a ingredient in a lot of glazes, but more importantly in a lot of low fire clays. And a special type of talc in Texas was the main source for a lot of this talc that is in a lot of the low fire clays. And a company bought the mine where this talc came from and quit selling it to other clay suppliers, quit selling it to anybody else. Somebody just bought it up. Not that it was it wasn't drying up, it wasn't in danger of not producing anymore. They just wanted all of it. And they did. It was some tile company. And so little people like me who buy a 50-pound bag once every 5 years, I was I need this. I need this for my colors. And everybody else in the world that needed it, in mass quantities, needed it for making their clay bodies and stuff, they've had to figure out new ways to formulate the clay. Because even in today's world of being able to manufacture pretty much anything we want, we are still at the mercy of what resources the earth can give us. When some of the veins of resources dry up, there is nothing anymore. It's you may not ever be able to make that color anymore. So a lot of people have had to scramble and make new things, and a lot of clay bodies I've heard are a little bit different now because they can't access that type of talc. But I forget where it is in Texas, but I remember communicating with Trinity Clay because they had a couple of pallets of it. I'm like, hey, I don't need a pallet. I just need a 50-gallon bag, or even just a 10-pound bag. Just give me something. I don't need that much of it. I just need a little bit. A little bit will hold me for years. And so they sold me a bag. So eventually I will have to change some of my colors. But But I've got some wiggle room. I've got time to test. You get everything from armadillo. Like, you can't make the reds you see in pottery from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Some of that is because of, like, those things are still around. You just don't want to use lead in your, like, glazes. And lead in pottery, just like in glass, it's much more dangerous to someone like me who'd be using the dry ingredients, or like somebody who's painting with it and getting it on their hands, like lead paint. It's much more dangerous to that than to, you know, somebody eating off of a red glazed plate. But yeah, and it's like there's but that's exactly right. There's a lot of colors that you just can't make anymore. There's like people have tried to recreate some of the same things done with like ancient pottery from even just a couple hundred years ago. And it's not that we are not smart enough to figure out how they did it. It's just that those ingredients aren't around anymore. And so it is, it's a bit humbling, but also, you know, it's a good reminder to know that just because we can make so many things, there's still some things that still things we don't have control of. There it goes again. You ate lead chips as a kid. You're fine. Is that what's wrong with us? Okay. Lead's a cumulative danger, so just a little bit's not going to hurt. Yeah. Well, that really is the truth, right? It's like a baby chewing on a lead, you know, lead painted baby crib is not going to kill them. And eating chips off of the, you know, red or orange or yellow glazed pottery is not bad. You may not want to put like salsa in it. Salsa, because what happens is like the lead in the glaze, if you put something acidic on it, the acid's going to react with that lead, and it might, like, that's what causes things to leach out into the food or make it change color. Why are you being wobbly? Why are we wobbly? Here we go. Here we go. No, wasn't that lead? Like, I heard it was like a myth, but that's what, like, the story of the king dying because he ate tomatoes off of lead plates. That's a story I've heard many times. Like, was it because he had lead poisoning? They thought it was the tomatoes that were poisonous, but it was that he had lead poisoning. I'd forgotten about that. But also, isn't the tomato related to like a poison? Isn't the plant closely related to a poison? So that's one reason they thought tomatoes were poisonous. Here he comes. Hey, buddy. What'd you do? Did Meanie get you? Y'all did have words, didn't you? He's got a little scratch on his nose. Have you ever had a cat jump on the wheel? Well, he's awful close. Kiba likes to get on the wheel, but only if it's dry. He doesn't like to get his feet wet. Everything but the fruit is toxic. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh. Here he is. Here's Kiba. No, come on. He's like, cuddle. It's not going to kill you immediately, but it could kill you if you're already dying. But like poisonous to like small animals like cats too. I've heard that. Because I thought at one point tomatoes were poisonous to cats, but it turns out it's like the greens. Tomatoes themselves are not, it's the greens. Do y'all hear this? Come on, you awkward cat. Let go. There you go. Minnie says she's sorry for scratching you. Potatoes too. You can graft a plant that grows both potatoes and tomatoes. I didn't know that. Well, we were in here talking the other day that, or somebody was saying that roses and apples are related, like they're a very similar plant. Or the same plant, just. And what is it? Both cauliflower and broccoli came from cabbages. You're going to have a giant plop, or are you going to give her room? You're going to sit on her. You're going to sit on her. All right. Another large yarn bowl. Sometimes you got to give it a little bit of a jiggle to make it round again. What do I look for in a yarn bowl? As I'm making it? I want it to be round. I want it to be round. I want it to be curved in a little bit, just slightly, so that if you tug on the ball of yarn on the inside, it's not just going to come out. That's why I have it curved in instead of being flared out. And as I cut the yarn bowl hook, and as I'm finishing it, I make sure that the yarn bowl hook is very, very smooth, so that there's not going to be any snags, which is kind of the hardest part because it's such a delicate area. They break easy. So yarn bowls are still what we probably have the most loss in, as far as like the most breakage when before they get fired. And we make different sizes. As you can see, we've made 2 different sizes here for different types of yarn and projects. Okay, we've got an ad starting in about 20 seconds. I'll take a little bit of a break. And then I will make, I think some of the, some little pie plates, I think, maybe. That or just some regular mugs, one or the other. I will make one of the smaller size yarn bowls because I need to make one of those too, but just one. This one is going to be 1 pound. It's going to be 4 inches. It said 20 seconds. I think it was not true because it hasn't started yet. So same motions, just I don't need as much pressure on this. There it is. Then the rest of these will be mugs. And I'll grab some more of my tiles. I heard the camera again. I don't know why it's connecting and disconnecting and acting up. I'm gonna fix this camera. There we go. So Dan, I don't know if you can hear me or not, said, do I leave the extra bit of clay from the hook for the yarn bowls when I bisque them? No. When I bisque them, I take that out and clean up all around it. I don't think I have any here that are, well, I've got one that's been bisqued. So this one has been bisqued, so it's much cleaner. When I originally cut this out, when the bowl was wet, I leave this extra bit of clay in there to support this area so that as it's drying it doesn't like sag or warp in or out. But once it's dry, it's done. And so I take it out and then smooth down the sides here. So this is going to be a mug. I will make the mug body and then I will measure it to make sure it's correct, and then we'll set a guide so I'll know how big to make the rest of them. That is good. So what I'll do is make a guide. Here it is. Here we go. So I can measure them with the camera instead of having to get out my ruler each time. You're like, yo, you're fiending for time on the wheel. Yeah, one class a week isn't enough. Yeah. Yeah, and pottery wheels aren't cheap right now. Like, they've never been cheap, but you know, used to you could find a used one for a very reasonable price. Now even used ones are going for a lot. Like, I found one that was like this one, the Creative Industries wheel. I think I've got like some saved searches like on eBay and a couple places that will let me know if one pops up somewhere, because they're like extremely good wheels. They're just not made anymore. So I always keep an eye out for one, like if nothing else for parts. And there's one for sale right now in like maybe Utah or somewhere for $500, which is not a bad price. You got a shed that would be perfect. Yeah, getting a wheel is sometimes the easy part. It's the kiln that sometimes is harder, but if you've got a shed, if you can hook it up, a place to hook it up with electricity for a kiln. These go a little bit faster than sometimes the bowls or other forms, because I've made so many more of these. Once I get into a groove, I kind of go on autopilot. Underground! Thank you for the resub! Skip the kiln and do a bonfire with a leaf blower. Why didn't I think of that? But thank you again, Underground. Did y'all have a good Thanksgiving? Someone posted snow over Thanksgiving. I don't know where, though. I mean, I know it is the end of November, but still. Beto Rivera, hello. Good afternoon. And so for everybody just joining us, whether you're on Twitch or Kick or Facebook or wherever, welcome. Welcome to the studio. I'm currently making mugs, and this is going to be a 20-ounce mug. Which means it's going to hold 20 ounces when it's done. There we go. because these will all shrink a little bit. It's like about a ½ inch bigger now than it will be once it's done. See if I have one it's done over here, like that. So they will shrink quite a bit. But that's kind of what makes them seal themselves. It's the word is vitrify. What makes the clay vitrify is that it melts just a little bit when it's being fired, and so it seals itself and kind of fills in all the loose open pores. Lindsay, hello. I am having a pretty good day. How are you? Not having as good of a day as the cats. I mean, that's you can't have a better day than that. They're looking pretty comfy. Hey, Journey. Speaking of the camera, there it went again. Let's fix that real quick. I can hear it connecting and disconnecting. I just don't know why. There we go. Did I cut that off? I did. Say we have a different view from way back when. Yes, we've moved around in the studio, trying to find different places to work and comfortable spots and convenient spots for the cameras and stuff. And we've been back here for a couple of years now. I think we've been back here maybe 2 years, almost 2 years. But I'm in the back of the studio instead of the front. I used to stream in the very front window, but we decided to try to keep most of the mess back here. So I've got the clay pug mill close to me. We've got the clay back here, and then the kilns, you know, in the farthest room in the back. So many good eats. So many good things to eat on Thanksgiving. We had turkey and we had ham. We had the standard sweet potato casserole. Which was mostly, brown sugar and marshmallows. There was a pumpkin pie, but no one brought a pecan pie. We, of all the desserts, we think that everybody just assumed that somebody else was going to bring it, so we had like 30 people there. So it was like the biggest Thanksgiving we've ever had. Like all the cousins were in. I guess not all of us, but quite a few of us. I was labeling all of the desserts. We had a coconut pie, we had like 2 apple pies, we had fudge and pumpkin. I had the apricot nectar cake, which I was very proud of. That's like the cake that my grandmother always used to make, so I made it because I knew my cousins were going to be there. And it went over very, very well. Like I didn't bring any home. That's always a good sign. Like when what you bring to the potluck or to the family gathering, like everybody eats, that makes you feel good. Or at least it makes me feel good. It's called an apricot nectar cake, and it's basically a cake made with fruit juice. A lot of people now use pineapple juice for it, but apricot nectar used to be a fairly common thing, which is apricot juice. And so it was like my grandmother's go-to cake that she just always had ready when anybody came over. And so like we all like have eaten our weight in this cake over the years. And but you can't find, it's like really hard to find apricot nectar. I found some, and so I found a couple recipes and I made one. And it was really good. Yeah, you take a you can take any cake mix, but you take a lemon cake mix, and instead of adding the water to it, you add this apricot nectar, or you can use like pineapple juice or a fruit juice of any kind. And then you use the same juice to make the icing to go on top of it. And pour the icing on when it's when the cake is still warm, so that it soaks it all in. And then if you want like crusty icing, add more once it cools. So like I had that, and I had deviled eggs. Like I made 40 deviled eggs and came home with 3. That's something you've never heard of, but say you're not known for baking. Yeah. I like to cook. I just don't usually have the time to do a bunch of like fancy cooking. And plus, I don't need to bake every day. I really don't. Because if I do that, then I'm going to eat it all. But I always make Daniel some cranberry bread, orange cranberry bread, because that's his favorite. It's kind of a holiday thing. Holiday food his family always did. Yeah, we had so many desserts that my mother and I were labeling everything and cutting them so that they could be easily accessed. But that's really just an excuse to go taste test everything, because whoever cuts the pieces gets to test them, right? So. So here we are, munching on all the desserts before all the food's even done, and making sure none of the little kids see us. I'm like, right, you gotta know what you're labeling. I don't know, what is it? Oh, let's test it and see. I don't know. Have any tiles broken when I'm in the middle of a piece? I don't think so. I don't think so. I've had some break, but that was more like from falling from a great height or like me stepping on them, not while. I don't think I've had anything break while working with it. I think if that were to happen, it would be maybe because like something would have to be like hard underneath it, maybe, for it to break like that. But no, I put some of the slip from the bucket underneath them to kind of like level them out and make them stick a bit. So it should always be squishy underneath there. But I use the tiles so yes, they will break if you drop them, but they don't warp or swell and expand and shrink and change shape. So I like them much better than the wooden bats. So the tiles are probably a lot more cost effective than the wooden bats as they last longer. You know, you've got a few, yeah, I've got a few wooden bats for the big ones. And that's how most of the bats are bigger like that. And they take up a lot of room. And so I use those only when I need to make big, wide things. I made this system, and I didn't make it up myself. Like, there's commercial systems available that will sell you a bat and little square bats to go with it. But I looked at that and I'm like, you know what, I think I can make that myself. And I did. Because the majority of the things I make are smaller like this, or at least have a smaller footprint. And so these little tiles, they take up less room. Which is the important thing. But the tiles do last longer as long as you don't drop them. Because they don't deteriorate. As a matter of fact, I think this is plastic, and the very first one I made was masonite. It was one of the wooden bats that I cut up, and it didn't last very long. It was proof of concept, but it warped, and like on the edges where it was the corners here were the weak spots, and it finally just like fell apart on those edges, and fell apart in like two pieces. Kiba is snoring. Like, what is that noise? Oh, it's... Gotta move some things out of the way. So for anybody, so which mug size am I making? The 20 ounce. So the $40 mug, the bigger size. And if anybody has been thinking about ordering one for Christmas, you have until Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be my cutoff for taking custom orders. We still have stuff in stock, and things that are in stock can ship within like 2 business days. But for custom orders, if you want something with a name on it or something in a very like specific color that has to be made, the cutoff day is Wednesday to get it made and shipped out by Christmas. Did I make any raku pumpkins this year? Yes, yes, I did. And we sold quite a few of them. We still have some left. We've got them at the gallery. Because there's something that's kind of, it can be used all year long, I think. And because seasonal things at the gallery, like, have done well all year long. Like, we've sold Christmas ornaments all year long. I think because we cater to so many tourists that come through and they want, a souvenir. Some people collect Christmas ornaments. Some people collect different things. Here we go. This one was getting a little bit too wide. Yeah, and I even made a different size of pumpkin. So we had like a small, medium, and large, and I made a smaller one, kind of a tiny one, a mini. So we'll do 7 more of this size, and then I've got some little things to make. We'll make a few of the smaller mugs, and I've got to do some of the small pie plates, and then some little bourbon cups. Whoa. Careful now. Don't want to lose a finger. We call this the metal rib of death because it is just a piece of sheet metal. You know what? I am not a drinker of bourbon or whiskey. But the bourbon cups can also be teacups, and specifically, I am making them for a company who's going to be selling them as chocolate cups. So that's one I can get behind. It is a company that makes like gourmet hot chocolate and probably candies too, but they have this hot chocolate mixed drink, and they want some branded little chocolate cups. Do I have the bags that hold the different weight of clay pieces labeled? Yes, kind of. So when I get started for the day, when I'm getting ready to throw, I will measure everything out, and I put like the same size of pieces in different bags. I don't tend to make so much stuff so far ahead that I label them, but I can tell the difference in the two different weights that I've got here. So, because I like to plan what I'm doing. A lot of times, like, I really prefer to make like the same thing all day, or at least like work with the same amount of clay. So sometimes it's just measuring out a bunch of one type of one weight and making things that are that size. But like today, I made some 4-pound, like I made some yarn bowls, some big ones, all 3 sizes actually, and then tankards, and now these mugs, and then some of the smaller ones. So today was a variety stream. Can call myself a variety streamer. Bourbon, Dynasty of France. We're talking about Kentucky bourbon. Kentucky bourbon or Tennessee whiskey. We've got a new load of clay in. That's something. When did we unload it? Like Friday or something? Last Friday? No, Tuesday we did. Probably got it in last Friday, but. So we got our workout right before going to eat a ton of food on Thanksgiving. We unloaded a pallet of 2,500 pounds of clay. And I cut it close. I got their last pallet. So I'm glad I didn't wait longer. The place I get it from, Kentucky Mud Works, they make their own clay, so they manufacture it there, but they, you know, I don't know when is the next time they're going to make this specific clay, so. Ooh, careful now. Let's turn this down a little bit. I haven't been taking proper hydration breaks. Okay, we got 3 more of these. Shoo. That got me good. Oh, that got me good. Yep. I'm gonna go take care of this, and I'll be back. Metal rib of death. I'll be right back. It's not bad. It just stings. So, I am better. These are the, I think they're supposed to be the waterproof Band-Aids, but they work really, really well. And so I think it'll stay on long enough at least for the bleeding to stop, because it was and I'll keep an eye on it. Because that's a tender area. When you cut it, it's going to bleed forever. I don't know if I want to try to keep this pot or not. It caused me some grief, didn't it? I think I'll just like start over on it, call it a claytality, and start over. Cats abandoned me. Alright, one more of this size, and I'm going to be very, very careful of the metal rib of death. What happened was I put it down and I went to move it like away from, I went to move it, and instead of like moving it, like my thumb just like brushed against it, and and I was made to give a blood sacrifice to the piece today, to the work. Right? You don't need injury reports to fill out. Hey, Tech. And Kerrigan, welcome. So that one was the last of the big mugs. This one is going to be a 10-ounce mug. Actually, this one is going to be a pie plate. So I'm sorry. This one is going to be a pie plate. I'm going to make like 4 of these. It's the same amount of clay I use for the 10-ounce mug, but I want to make the pie plates first. And so this one is like a personal pie plate or like a ramekin. We make 3 different sizes of the pie plate. This one, do that. This being the smallest size. Flare it out just slightly. There we go. And now the pie plates don't really need anything else. They just dry out and then we'll clean them up. The mugs, of course, need handles. So that takes another step. The supervisors are gone. They got excited when I started washing my hands after I cut my thumb. because that's usually the sign that I'm done and that it's treat time. So if I go around the corner, I'm probably going to be getting some death stares. Let's give it the ridges. The little ruffly edge is what kind of identifies this as a pie plate, right? Like, you know, if you see the ruffly edges on a bigger, wider flat dish, like, that's a pie plate. That's a baking dish. Now, you can order these without the ridges, but when I make them, these are ordered like this, but when I make them just for stock, I give them the ruffly ridges. So, like, the playlist, the music we're listening to, it's Pretzel Rocks, so it's supposed to be all, like, you know, non-copyrighted stuff, and they had what they called a D&D playlist. And when listening to it, I'm like, this is pretty good. It's like a lot of instrumental and almost like epic quest music, which would fit the D&D theme. But I like it. So please let me know if you don't. Spooky! Now let's trim a little bit off the bottom. Spook, did you have a good Thanksgiving? Here we go. Oh, not much of one this year. We had, we're doing a Friendsgiving tomorrow. And then I went over to my aunt's house this year for Christmas. We had an epic, it's like the biggest crowd we've had there. We had like 30 people. How many did I do? That's 3. We'll do one more little pie plate. Where's my trimmer? There we go. These guys are, they're pie plates, but they are going to be used as candle holders. A candle maker is going to pour the candle directly in here, and they are pie scented candles. So I thought it was a really cute idea to use pie plates for the candles. Well, there was Minnie. It is for sale at her storefront, so it's a candle maker, and they have a gift shop, and so they're making them for themselves. Cosmic Rose, hello. Yeah, welcome back. All right, so I did those. Let's do some 10-ounce mugs. So these are going to be the mug shape, just smaller. I made a lot of different things today. I'm just filling some orders, doing our website orders. If anybody has been thinking about placing an order for Christmas, you have until Wednesday. That's going to be our cutoff for Christmas orders. Cutoff for Christmas orders that I can get out in time for Christmas. We have things in stock on the website. But for anything that has to be made that you might want with like a name on it, or with a custom graphic, or in a specific color, I need a bit of time to get it made. Okay, that's good. Let's adjust my guide. What did I? No, that's not it. There we go. All right, we're good now. Yeah, you like the closed captioning? Yes. Well, I think it's incredibly helpful for when, you know, I'm watching other people do it, and it's really easy to do. There's the closed captioner website that works with Twitch, OBS, and Zoom and everything. And then if you're watching on Facebook, I think they have their own closed captioning. Did we have a happy Twitch partnerversary? I could say we did. We didn't do a lot for it. We were here, we were busy, so it was kind of a blur. hard to believe we've been doing this for 8 years. There we go. We'll fix it. Eight years, yes. Hey, buddy. I can't tell how tall my mug is, but I imagine it's close enough. Here you go. That way he won't get his feet wet. He's like, wait, I thought there would be pets. Whoops, sorry. There, I messed up your close-up view of Kiba's fur. Oh yes, Kiba loves his ice cubes. He does. That's one of his favorite things. Like he hears ice rattling in your drink, and that's why he wants to come knock it over. That's what he's after. I'm coming. Minnie got you good, didn't she? We're both bleeding. Get the clay out of his fur. Let's make sure we got enough cat fluff in here. Oh, there we go. There's... Can't go through a stream without having that shot, can we, buddy? Let's come over here. There we go. Was it a special Kiba bowl? It is a special bowl, yes, and I made it to, it's over here. So it's a raised water bowl, so they don't have to lean down as far, and it's tilted so that they don't, like, as they're licking the water, it doesn't go everywhere, so it doesn't make as much of a mess, because Kiba is one of the, a drinker. He will, like, drink on the very edge of a bowl, and so, like, splatter water all over the floor. So that helps keep that down a little bit. And I actually made those as a commission for somebody who had French bulldogs, and which are about the same size as Kiba. So I used Kiba as my model, and so I kept one for him. You're getting your tail dirty. I don't know if it's for sale on the website. I don't know if it's up there yet. I do have a couple, but I don't know if it's up on the website yet, because it is a new product. Right now we've got them at the gallery. Less rotundness. He's still a big cat. I mean, he's never going to be a small cat. He's just not as jiggly as he used to be. All right. Gotta pay the tolls. See the little scratch on his nose where Minnie got him. I'm sure he deserved it. There we go. Let's come over here. Let's come over here. I got stuff to do. Cosmic Rose, is that like one of your cats or is that somebody else's? Oh, well, there's Minnie. Hey. There she is. I just saw her head sticking out. Well, that's when you said lion. I wondered if it was for somebody else. Only need 10 of these, so let's see. Well, hey, come on. Mm-hmm. No, he's in the way, isn't he? But yeah, send me an email if you want one of those, and I can send you pictures of the colors that I have. You heard me discussing cat years, yes. So, what was it? They said, in dog years, it's usually, 7 years for every 1 year when you're counting in dog years. But in cat years, it was like the first year of a cat's life is equivalent, like when they're 1 year old, it would be like 15 years for a human. So, teenager, young adult, which is about right. And then I forget the second couple of years, there were different numbers, but like a 5-year-old cat is equivalent to a 35-year-old person. So middle age. And then after that, you add like 4 years per year. So Kiba would be, he's 15, he'd be roughly 75. Oh, you think like the bowl could be used for food? I mean, it could. It's a could be a dip bowl. Yeah, not to have to bend over it probably is a lot easier, yeah. But I think it's only practical to make things like that for cats or for smaller dogs. We were like talking about a big dog, and I'm like, if I was going to make something like that for a large breed dog, it would have to be like the size of a toilet. You heard that cat bowls are best if they don't have steep sides, so because the sides hit their whiskers. Yes, so there's like the balance of having enough space to hold some water, but not enough that it like hits their whiskers, and that probably does, but they still use it. Oh, there's some cuddles. Cuddles incoming. At least he's being polite. Sometimes he just sits on her. Forget how much bigger than her he is until you see him do something like that. Whisker fatigue. Now, Kiba, I think you're just trying to push her out of the way. Your cat's like the water fountain? Yes. Kiba's always liked a fountain. was going to say like 6 inches or so, but it is 5.5 exactly. So that's close. It was probably 6 inches when I made it, and then shrunk to that. Because it's basically like a soup bowl. Yeah, and you could kind of see him drinking out of it, kind of proportion-wise. He was also at the beginning of the stream, he was on the wheel drinking out of it. So if you wanted to go back and look at that. Queen, thank you for the follow and welcome. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Goodness. I've already cut myself once today on that thing. I'm okay this time, yes. I got out of its way, but it actually slung it, and it got caught by the splash pan. Why does it usually happen? Here we go. Oh no. So Cosmic Rose, did you lose your computer? Underground, did you lose volume? Or is it just that I've not been saying much? Okay, 2 more. Oh, Cosmic Rose, I'm glad. Good, I'm glad it was just temporary then. Ad break. Probably when we get back, I'll be done with these. Oh, you just got, okay, I saw the first 2 and I'm like, oh no, and then I saw the word vaccine. So you just got the flu and the COVID-19 vaccine. So you're prepping to feel like stir-fried hog water for a few days. Fun. Knock on wood, I have not had issues with the vaccines, but besides just like a sore arm from a flu shot. Okay, this is 10 of these. I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure. It's actually 11. Okay. Well, that's okay. Where's my boards? Because the rest of these I can... I can probably pick up off the wheel. Okay. Is the music really quiet? Well, yeah, so the music's there. I guess if it's quiet, I don't know. Is it quiet for everybody? I mean, it's not really loud music. It's kind of like movie music. Oh, Marsha just finished the Aeronauts win list, like the reread, and is prepping for the sequel. I need to look at the sequel. I need to reread Aeronauts win list because I've only read it once and it's been a while. It did not grip me like the other stuff has. So I need to give it another chance. You can hear it on your phone just fine, Dan. Okay, thank you. Alright, let's see how easy this is to get off the wheel. Let's, So this is a bourbon cup, teacup, chocolate cup, that is also swirly. Okay, that works. Oh, Spook, you have the bone conduction earbuds? I just saw those for the first time. I had a, what was it? There was one that, like, went behind your neck and went over your ears. I had one of those at one point. I don't know if I'd get another pair just because it always messes with my glasses, but, and the thing that I liked about them, which was it let me hear what was going on around me while being able to listen to something, was like, had the opposite effect when I was talking on the phone. Like, yes, everybody else could hear everything around me while I was talking on the phone, so it didn't really work well for that. Katniss, hello! Thank you. Cook with Kate, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Whoa. Here to spread the deliciousness. I love it. Cook with Kate? So what was on the menu today? And thank you guys for all the follows. Was there a change to the title? Kate, hey, we are doing well. I'm actually making some bourbon cups right now. So they're very simple forms. They're my bourbon cup shape, like that's what they're called on the website, but this customer has ordered them to be chocolate cups because they sell like a gourmet hot chocolate. Here we go. Cheesy corn grits with chili garlic shrimp. For dessert, pineapple delight. Anything pineapple is good. That's a buttery graham crust topped with fluffy pineapple cream. That sounds good. Now I'm going to make this swirly, which I got to be careful and not collapse it. Well, that sounds awesome. I hope everything turned out. And I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Assuming you're in the US. I don't know where you're out of. Here we go. Yeah, the aftershocks is what I had. And they worked perfectly fine until I dropped them in a bucket of glaze. And I will say, after dropping them in the bucket of glaze and cleaning them up, I could still listen to them, but I could not, like the microphone didn't work, so I couldn't answer calls. But to listen to things, they worked fine. Canada, okay, so you've already had your Thanksgiving. Why do people look like they're going to beat you up in the parking lot when you put jelly in your grits? I don't know. People put sugar in their grits. I don't know. I'm not a grits person. Why did I take it off the tile? Because it's small enough that I can take it off the tile without warping it very much. Kind of saves me from having to get out a new tile and clean it every time. The reason I don't do that with the mugs is because they're big enough and that if I can't really pick them up without squishing them. So Spook, when you moved from Connecticut to Tennessee, as soon as you got off the plane, your roommate took you for food and made you try grits. You survived the South and still don't like grits. It's like 50-50. A lot of people don't like grits. But it's also the type of thing, like, it's kind of like oatmeal. Like, put whatever you want in it to make it taste like what you want it to taste like, and that's grits. I'm sure with a proper amount of cheese, they would taste good. It's one of those things that it's like all people had to eat, so they were forced to like it and got accustomed to it. Oh no, it's a bit too big. I was going to the wrong line. So I may have ruined this one. This one may be another. I have to make it a 10-ounce mug. Stretched it out too much. Because you don't want these to be too thin when you're making them swirly, because then it makes it want to collapse easier. Let's compress that back down. All right, now, there we go. What about a crap ton of butter? Oh, grits need a crap ton of butter. What do I do to make the swirl? I really just put pressure on it, kind of press inward once I've got the wall in the shape of what I need. So I'll see if I can explain it in slow motion when I do this one. So kind of right now, I'm pressing very slightly from the inside, pushing out and shaping it with my metal rib here on the outside. When I make it a little bit swirly, I slow the wheel down. And one way I can do this is to like very lightly press my finger on the outside as this is going up, and it makes a bit of a line that you can see. And then I can slow it down even further, or I can follow that line now that I've got it there and just press very lightly while supporting the inside with this finger. So my middle finger here is kind of following the protrusion, the furthermost outside, the inverse of the part I'm pressing in, kind of supporting it so it doesn't collapse. Much easier to do this as one. Oh, I think I messed it up because I lost my line. It was easier to do this as like one movement. There we go. There we go. It'll work. It'll work. Katniss. The cats are emotes, yes. They have to be. They are the true stars of the show. It's not me. They're the reason you follow the channel. Yes, we have them over here as fuzzy lumps right now. Almost dropped that one. Here we go. Spook, I actually agree with you. Like, wine tastes too vinegary. I have never been able, like, of course I don't like, really like any alcohol, but wine, I tried it and I was just not a fan. Underground, like the old Basil Rathbone Holmes radio show. Like, I think the ads are the best parts of those. Because when you listen to the old radio shows, sometimes they'll just keep the old ads and play them. Heck, it's part of their recording, I bet. Right, those old ads are wild. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff there. Spook, you took a class in college. One of the lessons was about advertising, and they took the old ads and recreated them using men instead of women. Oh, but that was funny. Wolfie Hound, whoa! Hey, thank you for the resub! 92 months, soon 100! Oh, man. That's crazy. But it's hard to believe I've been doing this for 8 years, too. Do you get a prize at 100? I don't know. I hadn't even thought about it yet. I think we need to get a 8-year sub badge going first. Oh, that's interesting. Sosi-chan, hello! Thank you for the raid! Welcome, everybody, and good afternoon! If you're enjoying a holiday weekend, well, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Otherwise, happy Saturday! Spook, one of the things that they focused on was a pose, whether a specific arm position read as passive or aggressive or hip placement or eye engagement. Yeah. Because it's telling a story in on one page. Sosi, what were you doing today? How was your stream? am making little cups that are going to be used as chocolate cups, but I call them bourbon cups. But the specific order I'm working on is for somebody who's using them as chocolate cups. They can be used as little bourbon cups or teacups or whatever you want to use them for. Succulent pots. So see, you're knitting a Christmas sweater. Whoa. Is this for yourself? I've been looking at all the different like cat ugly Christmas sweaters. That's kind of the theme that I want to go with. You love to chime no Thanksgiving in Austria, but you love to chime in on our holidays. Thank you. Whoops, I wasn't supposed to do that. I need to keep that there. Did I cut it off? So let's move this. How are they glazed? So these specific ones are going to be clear. So they're going to be like the raw color of the clay. I had one over here at one point. So they are like, this is one of them. There is just the clear glaze on the clay, and if I can get this cleaned off. They are going to get a logo, which is covered in clay, so it's kind of hard to see, but it's going to be a little Aztec logo. That's the logo for the chocolate company. Oh, you do a lot of the Roman Catholic festivals. Gotcha. You were doing a Christmas sweater for yourself. You wanted to challenge yourself, having something, have something festive done in a month. Now that seems pretty ambitious, because like I've never like knitted or crocheted a sweater, but the people that I know who have done it are like sometimes it takes a year. So. But we have some of these that are plain that you can, get in any color. They like some of these are specifically ordered in with that logo and color, but we have some in stock that are different colors, and you can order them in any color. There was an ad, so like we're close to Nashville, Tennessee, so I follow some Facebook pages down there, and one of them is like Nashville history, and they posted some newspaper ads from 1923, Thanksgiving of 1923, and I did not realize that football on Thanksgiving was so old, like had been around for so long, because there were like so many ads like in Nashville for like eat turkey and then go to the Vanderbilt game. Like ads for like don't forget your fur coat, get you a fur coat to wear to the football game. Oh, I love the turkey emote. Yes. I think we're talking about you, aren't we? He knows it. There are two kitties. There are two furry lumps there. Then you saw the tail. Yeah, it is Kiba. Trying to think. No, we've had the turkey. Like Minnie was here when we had the turkey emote, so the turkey emote is not older than Minnie. Wicked Insanity, hello! And welcome from YouTube. I think you are our very first YouTube chatter. Because we are multi-streaming here, so we're on Twitch and Kick and Facebook and YouTube, everywhere. We're trying everything out. That's something that came out of TwitchCon this year, that partnered streamers were no longer limited to just streaming on Twitch. No bourbon cups have handles. No, bourbon cups do not have handles. See if I had any out here. I think here's one. So, you know, they're just, some of them are, they're just glazed in our regular glazes. Can't find them on the website, then they're probably not there. Or if they're there, they may not have a proper picture. It is a work in progress. We worked on getting the actual mugs, the 20-ounce mugs that we had in stock here on the website. But we haven't got all the other bakeware and stuff yet. They came up with handles. Okay, then it's probably just a different picture, so we'll change the picture on them. Now, Cosmic Rose, are you saying you're not seeing a picture of a yarn bowl, or that you're not, like, the yarn bowls aren't showing up as a listing? The yarn bowl? Yes, you can put medallions on anything. The only exception is, like, you know, the smaller the item, the smaller the medallion should be. Like, I've customized soup bowls before, but you just don't have very much room there, so I've put people's names on them, and that's about it. If a yarn bowl came up when you search for a bourbon cup, that's probably because there's a listing for one that says may contain bourbon. And there's probably a listing for a yarn bowl that says may contain bourbon, which doesn't make much sense, but somebody's probably ordered it in the past. Do I ever do those peekaboo cups with words on the inside of the cup or like a small animal? No, I don't. I don't. That is like, for me, that's not very practical. Especially trying to get words down in there, I'm not messing with that. Plus, I always think it would be so hard to clean. Having a little animal in there. But I've seen them before. I know what you're talking about. What are you doing? Hi. Oh, you saw somebody with one of the checkmark mugs. Yes. They probably got it at TwitchCon. That's the only place they could have gotten it, really. They were some of the first things to sell. I should have brought more. Yeah, nobody. Hold on just a second. I don't know if he wants pets or he just wants me to get out of the way so he can get down. Hold on, I'll help you. I've got stuff in your way. He doesn't want to get his feet wet. Come on. Here you go. Yeah, I don't know if he was wanting, like, pets, nuzzling me because he wanted pets or nuzzling me because he wanted me out of the way. You never know. So sometimes it's probably both, but then pets are also accepted. He wanted both. I hear him over there crunching on some food. He went to check the status of the food bowl. I did give them a turkey fancy feast for Thanksgiving. Because I am a well-trained human. So somebody at our local humane society donated a bunch of turkey for the dogs, so that all the dogs got some like turkey and like vegetables and gravy on Thanksgiving. It was adorable. Oh, your brother-in-law was sad you didn't bring your cat to the house. Aw. Does your cat travel well? She doesn't travel well, but oh, you live in the same apartment complex. Okay, that makes it a lot easier. Katniss, have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Why, hello again. Please don't go over there. Come on. Come on. Mm-hmm. Come on. You're stuck, aren't you? Come on. Come on, buddy. Here we go. Yeah, good boy. Keep going. Here, let me clean it out. Hold on, let me clean it out. It's just clay now. Hold on. There you go. Did you come all the way up here to get water? He has 2 other perfectly good water bowls. It's only 6 for you, yeah. Almost 5 here. Right. The others don't have bottled water in them, yes. Don't tell him, but it was tap water in the bottle. I wonder if he just forgets to drink water. I know I do. Yes, Cosmic Rose. It's going to do that. So if you click on something and then choose a different color, it's going to show the mug example that we have in that color, because I've not made every blessed thing in every single color. Like, I just, you know, that's impossible. So if you click on the potion mug, it's going to be that shape, but you just have to use your imagination to see it in another color. But at least you can see what that other color looks like. Saucy, thank you for stopping by. Have a good night. How old is Kiba? He's around 15. We have had him for 14 years, and so he was a stray when he came to us. So we say he's 15. He's at least 15. He may be older. Spook, your next mug you want to be fire and ice. He was a distinguished gentleman, yes. We call him an old man. we had a lady come in with a service animal, a service dog, a standard poodle. So not small, but not huge. And like Kiba just kind of like, he didn't even like really, he wasn't really bothered. Like he started to get up and kind of, you know, poof out. But then when he realized the dog wasn't going to come towards him, he just kind of sat back down and went back to sleep. He's like, ah, it's not worth it. Oh, Rose, was that your ads? Oh, you despise those Photoshop commercials? I haven't seen them. Yeah, welcome back. Oh, gotcha, yeah. They make it seem like in 10 minutes you can become an Uber designer person. It's so easy, anybody could do it. really soft. Ooh. Spook, you were talking about advertising earlier, like ads that make us mad, or like you're in your class where they analyzed the advertising and the way people were standing and looking. And like that reminds me now, talking about being like mad at different ads. The most recent ad, it wasn't like a video ad, it was just like I guess a picture ad, like on a website, and it was on Glowforge. And I don't even know if they still have it up, but they were advertising something that was like larger, like their biggest product, and they said they called it plus size, and they had two overweight females there with it, and they had, it said something else that was very suggestive, and I'm like, did they really just do that? Did they really just do that, say plus sized, and have fat people on there using the Glowforge? And they did. And I was talking to Daniel about it, and he was like, it's like, yes, it's horrible, but it got your attention. And we were talking about like the research that's gone into like pissing people off in an ad, or in that gets your attention more than something happy does. And so are people doing that intentionally to get attention? Is negative, is any advertising good advertising? Or my favorite, like, not least favorite, Glowforge ad, when with this new, they've got a smaller one that you can buy at Michael's or Joann's or something, like exclusively. They've got a baby version, and they're like, so easy, anybody could do it, and showing like women being crafty using a Glowforge, because it's the smaller version for the girls. But anyway, we use a Glowforge. We've had it for years. I'm not going to stop using it because of their ad campaigns. See, I think I got room for this one. Okay, we've got 2 more here. Mama Bird, yeah, you've been amazed by what you can do with your mini girl versions of tools that even your dad or brothers couldn't do with their big tools, yeah. Sometimes it's not about the tool, is it? It's about the person behind it. Oops, make it swirly. Diomedes! You haven't gotten your order. Can I speak to the manager? I got one of those calls today. I'm like, so it begins. And on that note, if anybody is thinking about ordering things for Christmas to be shipped to you in time for Christmas, Wednesday is going to be our cutoff. So the last day of the month, which I'm pretty sure is Wednesday, is going to be our cutoff day for Christmas orders. Kiba took it. It's gone. Okay. I probably will make a couple more of those to have a few extra, but that's good for now. That's all I had made up. Oh, there went my Band-Aid. But it worked. It served its purpose. So I am done for the moment. I have some yarn bowls and some mugs and some chocolate cups that I need to process or at least cover up so they don't dry out. I will not be here tomorrow because we're doing a Friendsgiving tomorrow, but I should be back on Monday, and we should be back to a more normal schedule. So, because we've got, I hope I have a lot more Christmas orders to make. I hope we get some orders this week. And then we also have a show in January, like the second week of January. So I'm going to be making some mugs for that, some stock for that. So guys, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Oh, anything that arrives before January 20th, you'll consider arriving early. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching. Let's see who else is on right now. Do we have any suggestions? Someone was like laughing at my mouse earlier. I don't know if they're still here, but we've got the keyboard now. I said, wait till you see the keyboard.
Bro, what is his head?
See who else is on right now. We have, I see Valencia Glass. So I think the last time we tried to raid them, they were having problems. Really, Ceramics by Lindsay just started. I didn't see them. But let's go see Valencia Glass because I got to meet them in person at TwitchCon and they are really awesome. And they are doing hand-blown glass right now. So no, they have a very interesting setup. So let's do this. Let's make sure this all works. There we go. Used to do Tiffany stained glass. I love stained glass too, but I have done blown glass like once as like a tutorial, like a beginner class, and I really enjoyed it too. That's if I didn't do this, I would probably want to get into that. But that's another expensive hobby to get into with a lot of specialty equipment. But so let's go watch somebody do it who knows what they're doing. We're going to go see Valencia Glass. And again, guys, if I don't see you again, have a wonderful rest of your weekend and a good week. But I'll see you again on Monday. Have a good night. Kiba knows it's treat time.